What is Whistle Sports? Who are you trying to attract?
So we focus on young millennials, really this generation between 13 and 34 that have very different media habits and have very different sports media preferences. And from the beginning, the objective was really to give them their own authentic type of sports media on the platforms where they live today, which is largely social media platforms that are increasingly adopting short-form video as a primary media content.
So you started this company, you're CEO of this company. What was the inspiration for this? Because people have been trying to do media around these alternative sports for decades.
Yeah, it was personal. I have 3 young kids, and I had sold my last company to a public company, managing integration, and then took some time off, and I was at home. And while I was at home with my young kids, I watched how they were consuming media. And it was very different. They didn't want to sit back and be broadcast to. They weren't schedule-based. They wanted to lean forward, engage in the content, have a social and digital conversation. And when we started looking at sports, they had not only their pro sports heroes, they had YouTube sports heroes. And they wanted to follow global sports and global stars. So just very different media habits by these young digital natives. And we felt that there are 2 billion of them globally. There are 80 million in the U.S., and we felt they were underserved.
And the Whistle Sports YouTube numbers are interesting because I feel like it demonstrates the long tail approach, right? The notion that you can have lots of channels that will appeal to the varying interests of a big group, even though none of them would represent a single big group.
Yeah, I think the way that media is evolving, certainly for our demographic, is all about mass niche. And we have 240 channel partners today. I would expect by the end of 2015 we'll be up in the thousands. There are lots of individual sports that might not get traditional media coverage, but there are fan bases globally that are significant. And with digital media and social media now, they can really harness that.
And the big issue with that is those partners that you've got to get involved in some way, right? You've got partners in the NFL and the PGA Tour and Major League Baseball, NASCAR. They don't want their stuff online for 20 viewers to watch in an occasionally seen and much loved YouTube channel. Don't they all want to be, get big licensing fees that you can't possibly pay?
Yeah, there's certainly different leagues are at varying points in the progression towards where our demographic lives today. And part of the value we think to our league partners is that we've got 13 million subscribers on YouTube. The total social reach we have across the 8 social platforms we're on is close to 50 million. We're growing by 2.5 million a week. And we're able to take that young millennial audience and re-engage them around traditional sports and traditional leagues in a way that's unique by bringing a YouTube sports partner like Dude Perfect, which you showed in the first video, to a tentpole event or to a facility or with pro athletes and provide that authentic view of sports that resonates with this demographic much more so than traditional sports sort of typical coverage of events.
I think one of the toughest things for media when it comes to long-tail business ideas such as yours is having things that are high enough quality and low enough cost that you can survive on a channel that has a couple thousand viewers, so you can put out 100 channels out there or 245 channels, whatever you've got. What do you do to sort of make sure this stuff is really good but cheap enough to produce?
Yeah, great question. The bulk of our video content right now is created by the community that we have across YouTube and the other social platforms. So we're creating about 1,000 videos a month across that ecosystem. We also partner with the leagues and we have some original content. But when you involve the community in creating some of the videos, which, by the way, is part of the digital DNA that is different for digital natives, it's cost effective and the best rises to the top. That's one of the great things about this new way to create media, is that audiences find the great talent. And it's still really about quality content and entertaining content, although our demographic probably defines quality a little differently.